Before I formally start, welcome to Brewing Knowledge Friday, our weekly, I should say, passion for helping teachers to understand why they are teachers first. Second, why do they do certain things at school which they so often just flow over as for granted? A school is not a design, a school is not a building, a school is a living being. It has a heart, it has a soul, it has so much that you have to feel with all your senses. And when you look at a school like that, when you look at the school like a living being, so often when we go to a place which we beloved, say a temple or any other place where your guru resides or where you someone you admire, maybe your living parent or living individual, you feel a sense of awe, a sense of fulfillment. There's something in the vibration, there is something in the space, and that's how a school is a living being. My Good School, where passion meets education. The chapter we are reading is The Annual Day at School. If you have the book, it's page number 75. You may have found that since the last reading, we have skipped chapters. Actually, we have not skipped chapters. We have a method of reading where we have been reading for some time. And as some of you are new, I think it's on my task to first also guide you as we go along. We may read slowly, but it's important for me to actually show you how we read and why we read in this particular manner. So I will also do a refresher of the sheet. This is a reading sheet. So we have created a reading sheet for you as we have read ahead. And today is the 2nd of May. We are reading the annual day at school. So whichever chapter we have read, we've already marked on top. And we have read chapters with themes, with a flow, as we have been working with schools and teachers to help them understand what is their role as a teacher in a school. You'll also find some reference outside the book. This book was written in 2020. And today, when I have written so much more, so I try and give you cross references from books development, from what we have done across, and from what we plan to do. So you always find a link which will take you to where this chapter was first published years back and how it came into the book. So the blog, the book, my articles, my writing, a lot is interconnected here. For example, if you see the chapter 12 of a book, you will find a link here. I'll add that shortly. So do look at this when you follow today's reading. The link of this is there in your sheet. The annual day at school. Focus on the child's strengths. Emphasize and celebrate the child's island of competence. That's the school. The best way to have a young person is to celebrate every achievement and encourage every step they take. From a toddler's first step to a running child, there is a great deal of effort going into every moment, every development. Likewise, all students in every school do put in a great deal of effort in the calendar year. And what better than the annual day to celebrate their effort? The annual day helps us showcase our ability to connect, to collaborate, to communicate, and to create. You only looked at annual day as a performance. The annual day helps us showcase our ability to connect, to collaborate, to communicate, and to create. This is really the essence of good education delivery at school. This day is not merely one to give away the annual prizes for achievement, it is also a day to gladden the hearts of the children. The teachers, the parents, and the community, all stakeholders must be involved and get an opportunity to cherish the moment. Yes, with hundreds and sometimes even thousands connected with one school, It is a big challenge to give due regard and recognition to many deserving students. To overcome this challenge, we may consider organizing several occasions to help young people participate and find themselves. The only way to build leadership is to help an individual find their suitable area of excellence. Look what I've said. The only way to build leadership, which is there in every one of us, is to help an individual find their suitable area of excellence. Person and social development of a young person is possible with due emphasis on service, skill, sport, and study. That is the making of my good school. Some schools even have separate days to celebrate the four key areas of delivery. Yes, there is an annual sports day and the annual prize day devoted to academics. We must celebrate the achievement of every individual, and in doing so, it is most important never to compare one child with another. The schools must provide an opportunity to showcase diversity and engage as many students as possible in a wide array of opportunities. A musical concert or the sports day, wherein a large number of students participate and are rewarded, not because each win a medal, but simply because each child will feel special, to be a cynosure of some eyes, and a favorite among friends and parents too. I've used the word cynosure. Maybe you should check what cynosure means. It's an interesting word to add to your vocabulary for today. Let's see what cynosure means. A person or thing that is the center of attention or admiration. Admiration. So when you admire someone deeply, you actually go to the real inside, and that's how you admire a person. So do check the meaning of cynosure. It's an interesting word to use by the author at this place. Experts in the field of education and child development tell us that building self-esteem is the key to living successfully. If you look at the personal and social development map of your child, first thing is identity. Self-esteem is both a prerequisite and a consequence of academic success, and a dynamic relationship exists between self-esteem and skill development. Self-esteem is how we value ourselves, how we see ourselves, and how we feel about our achievements. Winners believe in themselves. Children don't invent a low self image for themselves. They learn from adults, mostly parents. Parents and teachers of children must note that having a good self esteem is also the ticket for making good choices. But their mind and body, if young people think they are important and appreciated, they will also become leaders of their group or community. The annual day and such events will show that the sincere interest can be more effective and meaningful than praise. Events at school like debating, competition, sports matches, skill exhibitions, and excursions must have parents as invitees and even encourage them to participate. In many schools, the alumni and the parents get an opportunity to participate and get involved with the school community. All stakeholders must be part of the celebrations, in particular the annual day celebration or even the prize giving. The events must have a youth icon or an impressive personality to speak to the students, as they are always in search of role models in life. While selecting a chief guest or role model, we must find people who have excelled in service, skill, study, and sport. We need to remember that a child's self esteem is determined by the conditional acceptance they receive from others and the unconditional acceptance they receive from the parents and their teachers. Look at the way I've explained acceptance. From others, you will always get conditional acceptance. अच्छा है मिल लो, परंतु जैसा भी है टीचर और पेरेंट के लिए सबसे अच्छा है. The child's self-esteem is determined by success in four areas. एक बच्चे का सक्सेस हम कैसे ढूंढ सकते हैं, कैसे हर एक बच्चे को कामयाब कर सकते हैं? सबसे पहले सोशल acceptance and friendship. Every child grows by participation in events and activities. When children participate in event activities, they grow. Competence in skill. Give areas for them to excel. Physical. Help them groom better. Clothing, appearance, appreciate them. Character. Effort, generosity. Celebrate by participating in service, sports, and activities. It is extremely important to compliment people, to magnify their strengths and not their weaknesses. Robert De Ramsey, in 501 Ways to Boost Your Child's Esteem, talks about the various ways we can contribute to building a child's self esteem. Some examples based in his book are given below. ये आपके लिए कुछ प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम्पल्स हैं बच्चे का आत्मसम्मान बढ़ाने के लिए. Post the child's drawings and schoolwork in prominent places. That's what the softboard, charts, and other spaces in school or home are for. Help the child to remember good times and good things they do. This is celebration, be the essence of the personal and social development of the individual student. Don't start giving the child accolades and cheers because you think they are grown up. हर एक इंसान में बच्चा होता है जो प्यार और मोहब्बत के लिए प्यासा होता है. Getting old for display of affection is indeed a fallacy. We are never too old for a pat on the back in front of an audience. Always share with your child what the teachers have said about them. Silence in mentioning and celebrating the child's achievement is not good. End each year in the school by reviewing the past 12 months and the accomplishments of the child. The annual day is a time to showcase creativity. Creativity lies at the heart of what it means to be human. Creativity, not just about the arts of certain people, we all have the capacity for creative thinking, for generating and extending ideas, suggesting hypotheses, applying imagination, and looking for alternative, innovative outcomes. Creativity seems to be a capacity that is separate from intelligence. See the difference. And the ways these combine can lead to very different learning styles and levels of achievement. Children who score high on intelligence tests may not necessarily be creative. We need to celebrate the creativity in every child and make this our daily practice. Find special days and events and ensure that we help every child share their passion. The annual day celebrations of any school bring out the essence of country's cultural diversity and rich heritage. This is why we must celebrate the annual day and more at school. Value each child as an individual with unique strengths, needs, interests and skills. हर एक बच्चा भगवान की देन है. उसकी बहुत अच्छी खुशबू, उसकी बहुत अच्छाइयाँ, उसके ख़याल, उसके अंदर जो हुनर है, जो उसका दम है, वो उसका अपना होता है, उसे पहचानिए. इसलिए टीचर को एनुअल डे में पार्टिसिपेशन पूरा दिल, दिमाग, तन, मन, धन लगा के करना पड़ता है. Thank you. I enjoyed reading the chapter. If you have anything to say, I'm available. I'm willing to talk, willing to share what you want to ask us. I'll take a pause in case you want to ask something. Rubal, you want to ask something?
Rubal is from AFA.
लवली. रूबल, आप कुछ पूछना चाहोगे? मैंने बहुत तेज पढ़ दिया हो अंग्रेजी में. आप कुछ पूछना चाहोगे कि हम अपने स्कूल में जो वार्षिक उत्सव है, जैसे हमारे स्कूल में हम चिल्ड्रन डे मनाते हैं, क्यों मनाते हैं? आप बात करना चाहोगे? Okay, lovely. Suman, you want to ask a question or two? Meenakshi, you want to add something?
Well, sir, yes, like I would like to ask you, like in a boarding school, of course, everybody gets involved in the annual day function, and every child is given that, that stage, okay, display their whatever they know. But what about a day school which has about 4 to 5,000 students? How do we do that over there?
Meenakshi, that's why if you look at the chapter, it says that celebrate as much as you can throughout the day, throughout the year. It doesn't
Right,
even say that wait for events, but
right,
celebrate a child's success, as many children's success in 12 months as you can. Find a reason when you go to a class one day, every teacher should find a reason to celebrate one child that day. It's a very simple process. It's not difficult. And Meenakshi, I must thank you. I see a lot of enthusiasm from your school. Very good participation today. मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि वो इंग्लिश पढ़ना सीखें, इसलिए मैं इतनी आराम से पढ़ रहा हूँ और
सर
मीनाक्षी
वो आ भी इसीलिए रही हैं, दे
जी जी
टेल मी दैट दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड मोस्ट ऑफ इट, बट दे डू कम बिकॉज दे वांट टू लर्न इंग्लिश। इंग्लिश
और
सीखना चाह रहे इसलिए ये आ रहे हैं।
जी जी और
तो
मीनाक्षी जी इंग्लिश
तो
कोशिश करने से नहीं आती, इंग्लिश सुनने से आती है।
सुनने से आती है, इसीलिए वो आ भी रहे सुनने,
क्योंकि
है ना? तो
देखिए जो भगवान के गाने आप गाते हैं, जो मूवी सॉन्ग गाते हैं, आप सुन सुन के सीख जाते हैं, आपको पता
ठीक
भी नहीं
चाल
होता आप क्या गा रहे होते हैं। तो
जी
भाषा का ये एक बड़ा अजनबी सा सफर है कि हम भाषा अपने आप हमारे अंदर आ जाती है बिना कोशिश किए। एक तीन
जी
साल का बच्चा इतनी भाषा सीख जाता है, वो कोई स्कूल नहीं गया होता। तो
जी
जब मुझे कहते हैं कि मैं इस सेशन में गई और मुझे समझ नहीं आया या जो मुझे समझ नहीं आया, तो मैं कहता हूँ केवल आप सुनिए। देखिए जब वो ऑर्केस्ट्रा में या कंपोजर में जब वो म्यूजिक कंपोज करता है, अब हमारा थर्सडे को सेशन होता है, वो म्यूजिक हमें कुछ समझ नहीं आती जो हमें सुनाते हैं, मुझे भी समझ नहीं आती, परंतु अगर आपको थोड़ा सा ध्यान लगाए वो आपके दिले दिमाग को छूती है और कहीं ना
जी
कहीं आपके अंतर जो तार है वो बजती है। तो ये है मेन मकसद टीचर का कि हर एक बच्चे को दिल और दिमाग से छुए, हर एक बच्चे में एक खमी, एक खुशबू, एक उसकी जरूरी जो उसके अंदर हुनर है वो ढूंढे। खमी भी देखे और खुशी भी देखे, दोनों देखे। जरूरी नहीं है कि सिर्फ खुशी देखते रहे, क्योंकि खमी देखेगी तो खुशी नजर आएगी ना।
जी
So,
जी
दोनों तरफ से ये बच्चे, और ये एनुअल डे एक बहुत अच्छा एग्जाम्पल है। अब हम अगला चैप्टर पढ़ते हैं बिकॉज ये इंटरकनेक्टेड हैं। और ये
जी
चैप्टर किताब में लिखे थे, ये ऐसे लिखे थे कि एक के बाद दूसरा जब आता है, जो आपका थॉट प्रोसेस बन रहा है वो बिल्ड हो जाता है। मनीषा
जी
जी, हैव टाइम टू रीड वन मोर चैप्टर?
Yes, sir.
Schools must provide knowledge, not mere information. जो आपका स्कूल है उसको ज्ञान नहीं बांटना, उसको ज्ञान इस्तेमाल करने का तरीका बांटना है। जब इंफॉर्मेशन और ज्ञान को आप इस्तेमाल करेंगे उसे कहते हैं नॉलेज। लर्निंग एट स्कूल मस्ट लाइट द लैम्प ऑफ नॉलेज इन ईच वन ऑफ अस। नॉलेज इज familiarity, awareness, or understanding of someone or something, such as facts, information, descriptions of skills which are acquired through experience or education by perceiving, discovering, or learning. Knowledge can refer to a theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. It can be implicit, as with practical skill or expertise, or explicit, as with the theoretical understanding of a subject. इस चैप्टर में थोड़ी सी ग्रामर, थोड़े से लफ्ज मुश्किल हैं। उन लफ्ज को आप ध्यान से देखते रहिए। अल्फाबेट्स आपको आते हैं और अपने मन में जब आप अल्फाबेट्स को देखेंगे और मेरी आवाज सुनेंगे आपको वर्ड समझ आ जाएगा। इट कैन बी फॉर्मल और सिस्टमैटिक। In philosophy, the study of knowledge is called epistemology. Epistemology क्या है? पहले तो देखते हैं philosophy क्या है। The study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality and existent, especially when considered as an academic discipline. ये तो हो गया फिलॉसफी का मतलब. अब हम मीनिंग ढूंढते हैं एपिस्टेमोलॉजी का. The theory of knowledge, especially with regard to method. So ये दो difficult word हैं. Please look for them. The philosopher Plato famously defined knowledge as justified true belief. Though well-justified true belief is more complete. जब आप अपने ज्ञान को इस्तेमाल करते हैं तो आपकी बिलीफ, तो आपका मनोबल बढ़ जाता है. वो है नॉलेज. According to American philosopher Stanley Cavell, knowledge acquisition involves complex cognitive process, perception, communication and reasoning. आपका जो ब्रेन है, जो आपका मानसिक तन है, तनाव नहीं बोलूंगा, जो आपका ब्रेन है उसके अलग अलग पोर्शन होते हैं और हर एक पोर्शन में कोई ना कोई पार्ट होता है. जैसे शरीर के अंग होते हैं, ऐसे जो आपका ब्रेन है उसमें अलग अलग पार्ट में कुछ ना कुछ अब्जॉर्ब होता है. कॉग्निटिव, परसेप्शन, कम्युनिकेशन एंड रीजनिंग, ये अलग अलग प्रोसेसेस हैं. While knowledge is said to be related to the capacity of acknowledgement in human beings. In other words, of author Israel Amor Avior, we are no longer in the dispensation of age and experience. हमारे पूर्वज उम्र का तकाजा और अपने ज्ञान को हमारे पास लाते थे अपने तकाजे से, बट अब समय बदल गया है. We are in the era of knowledge and information. Information leads a true leader and a true leader leads others. Our education process, however, leans more towards imparting information. It encourages rote learning, a memorizing technique based on repetition. The idea is that one will be able to quickly recall the meaning if the material, the more one repeats it. जैसे तोता बोलता है. Alternatives to rote learning include meaningful learning, associative learning, and active learning. Meenakshi and Manisha, there are three learnings: meaningful learning, associative learning, and active learning. So when you train your teachers, please remember these three learnings: meaningful, associative, and active. If
Yes,
you're
sir.
able to do this, this will change the way the teachers learn. This is where we must value the power of knowledge and work towards the development of knowledge base and empowering our young people with thinking ability and acquisition of skills for life. In the Golden Notebook, Doris Lessing writes, ideally, what should be said to every child repeatedly throughout his or her school life is something like this: you are in the process of being indoctrinated. We have not yet evolved a system of education that is not a system of indoctrination. We are sorry, but it is the best we can do. What are we being taught here is an amalgam of current prejudice and the choice of this particular culture. मैं रोबो की तरह बोल रहा हूं जान के. The slightest look at history will show how impermanent these must be. You are being taught by people who have been able to accommodate themselves in a regime of laid down by their predecessors. It is a self-perpetuating system. हम इस चक्रव्यूह में फंसे हुए हैं और भगवत गीता में चक्रव्यूह से निकलना एक ही को आता था. आपको वही पर्सन बनना है, आपको वही इंसान बनना है जो चक्रव्यूह तोड़ सकता है, और वो तब होगा जब आप काबिल टीचर बनेंगे. Those of you who are more robust and individual than others will be encouraged to leave and find ways of educating yourself, educating your own judgments. Those that stay must remember always that all the time that they are being molded and patterned to fit into the narrow and particular needs of this particular society. Knowledge must help an individual grow with vision and thinking. अब देखिए, जैसे ये दो पिरामिड बनाए हमने, और एक पिरामिड है जिसमें वैल्यू गिरती चली जाती है, और एक पिरामिड है जिसमें वैल्यू इंक्रीज जो अपसाइड डाउन है। अगर हम आपको इंफॉर्मेशन से भर दें फिर क्या होगा? जैसे आप ब्राउजिंग करते हैं, आप लेफ्ट वाले पिरामिड में हैं। आप हेयर से सुनेंगे, आप डेटा देखेंगे, इंफॉर्मेशन देखेंगे, इंटेलिजेंस देखेंगे, एक्सपर्ट विजडम देखेंगे, यूनिक इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी देखेंगे, विजन स्ट्रेटजी, और आपको मिलेगा कुछ नहीं। सी द लेफ्ट पिरामिड, ध्यान से देखिए उसको। ये जो लेफ्ट वाला पिरामिड है, आप यहाँ पे हैं इस वक्त। इसको पलटना कैसे है? जो आपके पास व्हाट्सएप मीडिया आता है उसको मत देखिए, डेटा को रिस्पेक्ट कीजिए, इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रॉड बेस, अपना दिमाग इस्तेमाल कीजिए, औरों से ज्ञान लीजिए, ज्ञानियों से सीखिए, इंटेलेक्चुअल ओपिनियन। जैसे आप आज क्लास में आए हैं, हम आपको यूनिक आईपी दे रहे हैं और इस बेसिस पे अपना ध्यान लगाइए, अपनी विजन और स्ट्रेटजी बनाइए। दैट्स द नॉलेज पिरामिड। If you ask me, I think this is actually the crux of the whole book, the making of a school and learning. I've taken a screenshot. We'll add it in today's Brewing Knowledge group. I would suggest you just look at this drawing. आप हफ्ते में केवल इस ड्राइंग को देखिए और जो आपके मन में ख्यालात आता है आप मनीषा को व्हाट्सएप कर दीजिए। आपके ख्याल हम सारे इकट्ठे करके देखते हैं आप कहां तक समझ रहे हैं और हम कहां तक समझा पा रहे हैं। On the left, we find that information is toward the bottom of the pyramid. Data information today is available in large volume, and the ability to comprehend big data to help grow our intellect is what we need to develop. While information may be easy to find and assimilate, the learning process of school must help us to be analytical, empower us to find the leadership within. Knowledge must help us put together a strategy, and this will be the best value of our education curriculum to deliver. Schools must change to help us be empowered with the ability to think and move away from being mere processors of data. The CPU of a computer processes data to deliver us the precise bits and bytes we need. And this is precisely how our brains must also function. The lamp of knowledge must help us throw light that travels a long distance. It shows us the way ahead in life. There is need to find the sharpest rays to reach the level of learning that grows the inner self. The sharpest of the light rays will travel the longest distance, and this is the way we look at the rays of knowledge too. The experimental method used to teach most involves manipulating one variable to determine if changes in one variable cause changes in another variable. The method relies on controlled methods, random assignments, and the manipulation of variables to test an hypothesis. The child must demonstrate the ability to assimilate and deliver, not merely rote and roll out. Barbara Sheffin-Powell is an international education consultant in curriculum development, teacher and education and evaluation. I have worked with her. She helped deliver the Fab India School Leadership Development Project and has been instrumental in helping to deliver the mission and vision of the school. The Fab India School has undergone a leadership change, encountered the resistance to efforts to improve teaching performance, and begun the process of moving away from rote learning to a more active learning. Meenakshi, please read this.
Yes, sir.
Please read this. The Fab India School.
Yeah,
Read this sentence.
I should read it aloud.
Absolutely, it'll resonate with everyone.
The Fab India School has undergone a leadership change, encountered the resistance to efforts to improve teaching performance, and begun the process of moving away from rote learning to more active learning.
Just change the name of the school and you have your development plan.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Every efforts at improving teacher performance, such as goal setting, and classroom observation were first vigorously resisted. You have 9 teachers who are averse to change. Last time someone asked me about the chapter, why are teachers averse to change? That actually we read the chapter, so I didn't read it again today, but I shared it in the group. The teacher was from Lotus Petals. I hope you were able to find the chapter. The principal began with a careful program of classroom observation and discussion with teachers. That's how we started. Teachers were exposed to examples of more active learning by visiting other schools. We are bringing other schools to our schools. The Fabendia school helped teachers and students too. Now, what did the school do? Identify and build on their strengths. Discover the leadership potential. Become self dedicated and collaborative learners. Become contributing members of their communities. You never think of these things when you make a school. You never think to reward people on an annual day with these 4 things. Next time on your annual day, make a reward for identity, discovery, collaboration, and contribution. See how your school will change. There are schools where they give trophies for love and compassion. They give trophy for industry and efficiency. Even though the teachers themselves have developed this vision, they have not yet adopted attitude and practices that they embody the said vision. The monthly teacher training workshops are structured to help teachers identify their strengths and become self-directed and collaborative learners. Now you know this structured learning program we are undergoing, where it came from. We didn't even have this book then. Creating a different school culture which engages teachers in a vibrant and ambitious learning community is an essential and painstaking process which only evolves over time. As Powell states, we still have a long way to travel, but we are on the road. After 2 years, it should be clear, if there was any doubt, that building a professional culture in a school consists not of quick fix solution, but a complex effort to change the culture within which teachers work. It is often slow and hard work, but we have made progress and look forward to the next stage. Generating widespread organizational change requires a comprehensive approach. Collaborative learning is a situation in which 2 or more people learn or attempt to learn something together. Knowledge can only be built by collaborative learning and not by rote learning. जब आप वार्तालाप करते हैं, एक दूसरे के साथ बात करते हैं, आप सीखते हैं. सदियों से ये सबसे आसान तरीका रहा है सीखने का. Information delivery is a process, while knowledge assimilation is true learning. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna uses the term lamp of knowledge, and true knowledge is that which destroys the darkness of ignorance. We may start the journey learning with information, but must work to light the lamp of knowledge. What do you think students are learning at school? Not in terms of academic content, but in terms of life lessons and soft skills. Are they, for example, how to follow directions, how to interpret text, how to cooperate and collaborate, how to open to new ideas, how to think critically? What skills do you think they will most need to succeed in career and life? It's time we think about these as we shape our education system and strategies. That's it for today. We will put a pause here and I will go back to the reading sheet. I'm back in the reading sheet. Manisha, what will be the date next week?
So it's
Manish,
going to be 9th.
9th. So I will add 9th May 2025 here. Okay. And Manisha, do you think you can help us find a link for this reference
I'm
link?
sorry, sir, it wasn't clear.
Uh, so what happens is that when we find, most of you don't even buy the book. Okay, that's fair. Most of you don't come with the book. Most of you like a radio program. So we accept all that. And because we accept all that, we also tell you that this is how you learn and this is how you can find ways and means to learn. So that's why if you see in your sheet, this reading sheet, which is open to all, I will copy the link and I'll add that to your WhatsApp chat. I'm doing this just now because I know there's so much happening around, we will miss out. So I had to share one graphic with you. You've got that. I have to share where this reading sheet is with you. You have got that. In your group, we will not share anything else, but we will only share what is relevant to our Friday evening reading sessions. If you want a cross reference, if you want to ask a question about that, you are most welcome. I will also go a step further where I will close this reading sheet, head back to the book and put a bookmark, which you will get from the reading sheet. It's page 86 for next week. Is that okay, Manisha?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I'll stop sharing and I'll come back into the room. I'm happy to meet anyone and ask any question. Do we have school representations? Can we just in a chat box write down your schools just for our knowledge so that we know how we need to improve? अपना स्कूल प्लीज चैट बॉक्स में नाम लिख दीजिए, स्कूल, संस्था, स्पेशल प्रोजेक्ट, इंस्टीट्यूशन, चैट बॉक्स में टाइप कर दें. अपना नाम नहीं भी करें, स्कूल का नाम कर दें, हिंदी में कर दें, इंग्लिश में कर दें. लोटस पेटल, थैंक यू साक्षी. Yes, GDS is very much there. Thank you, Suman. और कौन सा स्कूल है? ये सेशन हमने जेडीएस के लिए खास शुरू किया था, पर जेडीएस टाइम बदलता रहता था, वो हमें सूट नहीं करता था, इसलिए हमने शाम का टाइम ढूंढ लिया. आर्थर फुट एकेडमी, गुड. और कोई स्कूल है? यस, रीना जी आप भी यहाँ पे. थैंक यू, आर्थर फुट एकेडमी. थैंक यू सो मच. आपने मेहनत करी चैट बॉक्स में टाइप करने की. गुड गुड. चैट बॉक्स में प्लीज टाइप वन वर्ड इन इंग्लिश जो आपने आज एब्जॉर्ब किया. कोई भी एक वर्ड जो आपको इंग्लिश में याद आ रहा है, चैट बॉक्स में एक वर्ड टाइप कर दीजिए जो पिछले 30-40 मिनट में आपने सुना हो. कोई एक वर्ड, जस्ट टाइप वन वर्ड, दैट्स ऑल. एक वर्ड टाइप कर दीजिए चैट बॉक्स में. एवरीवन हैज टू अटेम्प्ट दैट. नाम मत लिखिए, स्कूल मत लिखिए, एक वर्ड चैट बॉक्स में टाइप कर लीजिए. वी विल सी व्हाट वाज द मेन पर्पस ऑफ दिस सेशन देन. थैंक यू जसप्रीत मैम. In the chat box, please type one word which you remember just now at random, absolutely. Yeah, three types of learning. Sonia, you're brilliant, absolutely. Knowledge, yes, that's a good word you'll remember for today. Associative learning, yes, that's a good one. Education, of course. Education. Students positive self-esteem. साक्षी आप बहुत दूर जाएंगी टीचर बनके. एसोसिएटिव लर्निंग बहुत जरूरी है, बहुत अच्छा. एक्टिव लर्निंग, यस, एक्टिव लर्निंग बहुत जरूरी है. तो हमने 3 प्रकार की लर्निंग के बारे में बात की थी आज. पर जैसे आप मेरे से ये शेयर कर रहे हैं, आप अपने लिए कुछ बहुत समय अपना व्यतीत ना करें. आपके मन में जो ख्याल आ रहा है, आप चैट बॉक्स में ब्रूइंग नॉलेज वाले ग्रुप में ही लिख दें. अगर आप में से कोई ब्रूइंग नॉलेज वाले ग्रुप में है नहीं, तो प्लीज मनीषा या मीनाक्षी जो आपको असेसेबल है, सुमन, उनको इंसिस्ट करें कि आपको ब्रूइंग नॉलेज वाले ग्रुप में डाल दें व्हाट्सएप में, ताकि आप वहां पे भी शेयर करें. हमें कोई एतराज नहीं है, आप वहां पे शेयर करें, बट कोई सोशल शेयर मत करें. केवल इस चैप्टर के बारे में, जैसे क्लास में सब्जेक्ट होता है, ऐसे हमारी भी कॉन्वर्सेशन और चैट में व्हाट्सएप में सब्जेक्ट होता है. और इस पर मैं आप लोगों का बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ क्योंकि आप हर हफ्ते हमारे लिए 45 मिनट निकालते हैं. You take out these 45 minutes for us. That's a lot of time. Thank you so much. God bless you. May you always be happy teachers and make my good school. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.